Bengals fans, welcome into another edition of Bengals Breakdown. Stone Shields on hand. Thank you so much for joining us. On today's show, we're going to break down some Bengals training camp winners and losers so far. Obviously, we still have a ways to go as far as Bengals training camp goes, but we're going to break down who has stood out as some guys that are considered winners for right now and some guys that we would put in the loser category. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. And our first winner is Andrei Iosivas. This is a guy, second-year player for Cincinnati, has big expectations going into year two. He was a sixth-round pick a couple of years ago, but now he's in a situation with Tyler Boyd leaving where he has an opportunity to compete for that wide receiver 3 spot for Cincinnati, and he brought up some great numbers as a rookie in the opportunities that he got. Okay, he didn't get a ton his rookie year, but he had certainly some, and he made the most of it. And he's a guy that has a really big frame. He's a fast, physical, athletic receiver, and I think he is a guy that can really take over at that spot, fill in for those vacated Tyler Boyd snaps. And I expect Andrei Iosivas to have a big year, and he is certainly balling right now at training camp, according to all accounts. Now, if you are hyped about Andrei Iosivas like I am, type me in the comment section for us right now. Show your excitement and get those me's down in the comment section for Andrei Iosivas. And do that because whoever has the most comments on today's video will get a shout out in a future video. So make sure you're providing feedback for us in the comments section, answering all of our questions, and just letting us know your overall thoughts about the Cincinnati Bengals, and maybe you can earn a shout out on a future video. Another winner for Cincinnati is quarterback Joe Burrow. And, at this point, he just hasn't been able to be out there for training camp his previous years with the team, right? And now all of a sudden he's out there and he looks really, really good. So it was really a no-brainer to put him on this list. He's really cutting it loose. He's throwing a lot of frozen ropes all over the football field. And he's moving around great as well. It's been well documented that he's added some weight this offseason. He looks a lot bigger. And there's been times in camp where he's really gotten outside the pocket, used his legs, and that's certainly a good sight to see because Joe Burrow, that's something that he doesn't get a lot of credit for. But his ability to make things happen outside the pocket and even get first downs with his legs is partially what makes him so special. So I'm certainly looking forward to seeing him do that in 2024. Here's what James Rapien had to say in regards to Joe Burrow after their first padded practice on Tuesday. He said, Burrow has checked every box that the Bengals could have hoped during the first week of training camp, and Tuesday's first padded practice session was another step in the right direction. So once again, let us know down in the comment section what you think with the pinned comment of today's video. Does Burrow return to form in 2024? Type Y for yes or type N for no. We've thrown around things like, is he going to win MVP? Is he going to, become the best quarterback in the National Football League? Let's just keep it simple here. Is he going to return to form? When he goes out there and plays, we're going to be like, okay, Joe Burrow's back. That's what I want to know. Let us know right now in the comments section. Another winner for Cincinnati is cornerback DJ Turner II. Of course, he is in a competition with Dax Hill for that starting CB2 spot. And he's really flown around and made a ton of plays for Lou Anarumo's defense in training camp thus far. And he did this last year in training camp as well as a rookie. When Chidobe Awuzie was coming back from injury, had a lot of opportunity. But now it's a lot bigger because he's competing for a starting spot. Right now, I think he certainly has the advantage. We'll see once the bullets start to fly a little bit more in these preseason games if that changes at all. But for now, I think he has a clear-cut lead on Dax Hill, and I'm expecting him to be out there for Week 1 against New England. Another winner is Mike Gesicki. I am so excited to see what Mike Gesicki can do in Cincinnati. He's a guy that, really is an athletic guy. He's got a big frame. He's a great red zone target for quarterbacks, and I think people have kind of forgotten about how good of a football player he is because of, the lackluster quarterback play that he has dealt with over the past few years. I think Gesicki's going to go out there and be really good for Cincinnati, and he's going to be a target that Joe Burrow can trust, and he's really going to be a leader in that tight end room for Cincinnati. It's a deep room right now, and some guys are going to get cut from that room that probably have an opportunity to make the roster, an NFL roster elsewhere. But the top of that room is very clear. It is Mike Gesicki, and he's been balling in training camp. He's made several one-handed catches and contested catches as well. So really excited about Gesicki. Before we move on, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time because today's show is presented by Game Time. I love the summer because Major League Baseball is in full swing, and I love making the walk down the street for a Reds game every chance I get. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. You want to be a little spontaneous, wait last second before you get tickets? You can do that with Game Time. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. And with the NFL season just over a month away, you can get tickets to watch the Bengals at Paycor Stadium. They're going to have some great games at Paycor this year, several night games as well. Perhaps maybe even another whiteout. You want to be a part of that? Get you some tickets via the Game Time app. And I love the zone deals. You choose the section and Game Time chooses the seats. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets or whatever tickets you plan on buying with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off first purchase. Check out gametime.co for last-minute tickets. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Another winner for Cincinnati had to put T. Higgins on this list, right? T. Higgins is someone that has really been a great team player for Cincinnati. You know, obviously he requested the trade. He wanted the extension. It didn't happen, and then he had the wherewithal to realize, okay, this isn't going to get done. I'm going to sign on the dotted line, play under the tag, and go out there and compete with my teammates. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's out there in full go, running around, being physical, making big catches, getting that chemistry back with Joe Burrow. And the fact he is doing this shows what kind of a guy he is and that he is really a team player. And I've been really impressed with everything that I've seen with T. Higgins right now. And you look at that two-headed monster that the Bengals are going to have, hopefully, unless Ja'Marr Chase, something crazy happens there. But, yeah, you're just looking at a guy that's really done a nice job for Cincinnati these first couple of weeks. And really excited for T. Higgins in 2024. Once again, an opportunity for you guys to get interactive with our program here at Bengals Breakdown. Name a training camp winner so far. Again, we've got a lot of time left to go in training camp. The preseason will be coming as well. But name a training camp winner so far. If it's somebody that I've already listed, great. You got a new name you want to throw in there, do that as well. Sound off for us right now in the comments section. And our last winner of today's show is Amarius Mims. Of course, the Bengals' first-round draft pick this past NFL draft. You know, the reviews on Mims have been outstanding. I am really excited to see what he can do once his opportunity arises. It's been well documented that, he didn't play a ton of ball or whatever. But when you see some of the clips and you hear some of these coaches talk about him, they have, talked about him in a really glowing fashion. And I've really got high expectations for Amarius Mims. He's getting a lot of run with the ones because Trent Brown has not been out there, which we'll get to him in a moment. But really excited about Amarius Mims, and he is 100% a Bengals training camp winner. All right, now we got to get to the loser side. Now, look, we have to throw Ja'Marr Chase on this list just because he's not out there and he's not practicing. Look, I completely believe that this is going to get resolved. Ja'Marr Chase will be out there at some point, whether he gets an extension or not. We will see Ja'Marr Chase. But he's a good enough player where he can do the type of thing like this, right? He doesn't need to be out there. He's trying to prove his point, even though he won't come out and tell you it's a contract issue. I'm telling you right now it's a contract issue, okay? But he's a guy that he'll be back there, and he'll be raring to go when it's time. I fully believe he's still putting all the work in, doing all the necessary things, hanging out with Joe Burrow, communicating with Joe Burrow about all the football talk that they need to be having. So when he comes, whenever that time, is where he's ready to come back and participate with the team, he will be able to, take that in stride and be fully ready to go. We will have Bengals watch parties coming up, and that starts not with the regular season, but with the preseason. So super excited for that opportunity that is just right around the corner here. So do not miss out. Make sure you hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV, so you can be a part of our game day watch party. It's going to be a ton of fun. Really looking forward to that. So hit that sub button so you don't miss out. Said we would get to Trent Brown. Now here we are getting to Trent Brown. offensive tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals, who, of course, they acquired in free agency to really be their right tackle, really bridge that gap, between what they had going on with, the draft pick that ultimately was going to be at that position. And, he hasn't had an opportunity to get out there and practice with the team yet. So he has to go in this loser category. It feels harsh putting him in Chase there. That's just kind of reality because they haven't been out there practicing. There are reports that at some point in the near future, Trent Brown's going to be out there with the team when that day comes. I'm not exactly sure. But for now, he's given a lot of opportunity to the guy that they drafted to replace him. And that is not a good thing for Trent Brown. It's a great thing, obviously, for Amarius Mims. So that is why he falls in this position. So name a training camp loser for the Bengals to this point. Is it Ja'Marr Chase? Is it Trent Brown? Is it someone else? Let me know right now down in the comment section. Name a training camp loser so far for Cincinnati. And our last loser of today's show is punter Brad Robbins. I've been pretty critical and harsh on Brad Robbins to this point. But, not only did they bring in a guy like Austin McNamara, they also brought in, another free agent recently in Ryan Rico. So let's take a look at what James Rapien had to say about the punter competition. And this kind of shows why I believe, he's kind of in a loser situation right now. He said, Rapien said, the punter battle between Brad Robbins, Austin McNamara, and Ryan Rico is just getting started. McNamara and Rico have done all of the punting during team sessions during team periods over the past few sessions. Robbins is hoping to hold off both rookies and win the job after an up and down rookie season. So the fact that they're not rolling Robbins out there for those team drills, that's kind of a red flag for me. And they really are trying to do anything they can to give two of the younger guys an opportunity to try to win that job. So despite it being the punter position, it really is a valuable spot. Obviously, I have the opportunity to flip the field in that situation. You also need a really good holder for Evan McPherson as well. So that's a competition that we'll continue to monitor closely. But for now, I've got Brad Robbins in the loser category.